Hello, my name is Cameron Broussard, and I'm going to share with you my zero waste breast milk storage routine. So I have a Medela pump, so I pump into the Medela bottles and then I portion them out and store them in a mason jar with the lid. The only trouble with this is it's really hard to find mason jars with measurements on them. This is a 6-ounce jelly jar. I had bought some on Amazon and they were knockoffs. So if you know where to buy a mason jar with measurements on it just like this, that's not a knockoff, that would be great. Because the knockoffs had problems with leaks. Most of them look like this with a pretty design, or there's the one with the little triangles. That's the one that I use most. But anyway, so I put my breast milk in here, and then if I'm not storing it, it's really hard to open a jar with one hand. If I'm sending it with my son to daycare, I use a hack where you take a Tomo nipple. I think there are 1 or 2 other brands that work, and then you just pop it in to the ring. Again, this is really hard to do one-handed. See, you just kind of push it until it locks into there, like that. Let me finish doing it real quick. Pop. Okay, there we go. Popped. So it fits right in there, and then I just put it on top, and I send this whole thing to daycare with him. And that's nice because I found a few of the Tomo nipples secondhand for really cheap, and we just were able to sanitize them. They also make, the only con about this is that there's no top. They also have a brand called Mason Bottle, and they make the same exact thing, and you just pop the nipple in there just like the other one, but it's shorter. The profile is a lot shorter. So then they also make a top that fits, and you can just pop it. Well, if you get it on there not crooked, you can just pop it on there. So that's good. But my son doesn't like these as much. I don't know if it's just we don't have as many of these and he's not used to it or what. So, and these are, you can't find them used, so more expensive than just the Tomo. But if you're comparing them both new, they're about the same price. So that's what I do whenever I'm sending it for daycare. But they do have, if you're worried about breaking, because it's a glass bottle, these are super strong. We've dropped them on our floors and all over the place, even in our driveway, and they've been okay. But they do make these silicone little covers, and some of them do have little measurements on the sides. So this is one that I got off of Amazon, and this is the Mason Bottle brand. My husband hated them. He said it made it hard to tell how much milk is in it, which it is a very small window. The Mason Bottle is a larger window, but this bottom part is thick, and when you get to the end of the bottle, it's a little hard to tell. So we don't really use these that much. Maybe when he gets older and he's using the bottle as like a sippy cup, then maybe we'll use them, but I don't know. So if I am storing the breast milk and not sending it to daycare, so I'll come home and it'll be in the jar like this, and then I have this ice cube tray that's specifically made for breast milk. It's called Milkies milk tray. Definitely only hand wash it. High temperatures can mess up the lid. But it allows you to freeze the breast milk in 1 ounce bars. So that's great because whenever you want to make a bottle, you can just customize exactly how many ounces you want, instead of if it's frozen in a bag, if it's 6 ounces, it's 6 ounces. You ain't getting 3 ounces out of there. You gotta defrost the whole thing. So I freeze my milk in here, and then I take a food safe container. So you can look up on the CDC's website, you can store breast milk in anything that is a food safe container, and I believe that's, no, I can't read it on here. I've checked all these in the past. But if you look on the bottom of your containers, there's a little recycle symbol. You can't, it's so tiny you can't see it here. Oh, look, you can kind of see it there. And that'll tell you what plastic it is, and that'll tell you if it's food safe or not. So I believe this one is, I can't read it, but if you look it up, it'll tell you whether it's food safe. This is an old like soup container from a to-go thing, so that's food safe. And this is a gelato jar. I really like these because it perfectly fits the 1 ounce bars. So once the bars are frozen, I put them in here, and then I'll just send it to daycare or wherever it needs to go, and I'll label it with my son's initials, the date that it was pumped, and then how many ounces are in the full thing. And whenever they want to use it, then you just take a bar, you put it in the jar, and then you heat it in a warm bath. So you fill up like a coffee cup with warm water, and then you let the mason jar sit until the milk defrosts, and then you can feed it to your baby. Any questions, you can post them in the comments, and I will try to answer. And I will link a bunch of the resources that I mentioned below.